Hello and welcome to Archvelder's Hacks with Archvelder and his amazing hacks. This is the guide to running old raids for raw gold in the War Within. Now, in the War Within, the most profitable raids are from the Battle for Azeroth expansion. Raids from expansions before Battle for Azeroth do not award enough gold. Raids from after this point cannot yet be done fast enough to make it worthwhile with current player gear. Each boss can be killed in seconds by a max level player and awards around 60 raw gold and weapons and armor worth an additional 140 gold. Additionally, some of the bosses have trash packs, which generally speaking award around 50 additional gold. Running through every boss would be really slow because of travel time and roleplay. We're going to get around this problem by using specific NPCs to port directly to bosses and avoid all the running and waiting around to get instant, satisfying raw gold. You'll need to find the right NPC to allow you to do LFR raids from that era. For Alliance, it is the turtle Kaiku in the Snug Harbour Inn in Boralus. The Horde counterpart is Epu, also a Tortolan, in Dazara lore. These turtles allow you to enter old raids, specifically the looking for raid versions of the raids. Now first, I'm going to show you a way to make 1,000 gold in only a few minutes. Talk to your turtle and choose the option, tell me the one about the halls of containment. When the pop-up appears, choose the second option, tell me the one about the Heart of Corruption. Now click on the pop-up to enter the halls of containment and you'll be right in front of the first boss, Taloc. Kill the tentacles on either side to start the encounter and then kill the boss and loot. You'll find that our gear is so powerful now you can basically one or two shot it. You'll find the platform is descending. This is important. We'll come back to it in a minute. Now leave the group, but jump as you do it, right as I'm showing here. You'll find the pop-up for the Heart of Corruption appears without you having to leave the instance. Jump down and kill the boss and loot. Now, leave the instance. Here's the weird thing. You'll find yourself right outside the instance portal in Nazmir. The reason for this is kind of weird. It is because when you left the halls of containment and entered the Heart of Corruption, you did so on an elevator and messed up your teleport location. So when you exit the instance, you are returned outside Uldir, the instance where you've been farming the boss. Now you can kill Taloc 3 more times on normal, heroic and mythic levels. Each one counts as a distinct kill and gets you the same amount of loot. Unfortunately, there's only one elevator in BFA content that can be accessed easily, so you can only run this trick on Uldir. Having said that, there is actually a super-powered raw gold-making exploit which will allow you to port directly from any LFR version of a raid directly to the main entrance, which, as you can imagine, is by far the best way to make raw gold. This exploit is available to monks, death knights and druids. I'm not going to tell you exactly how it works, because if I did so publicly, Blizzard would definitely fix it. But if you think about a common ability those classes have, you may be able to figure it out. If you can't, it's on my Patreon. Now, if you want to farm for more than a few minutes, there are other options which are also pretty fast raw gold. Select the Siege of Dazara lore option from your tortoise person. Cancel the cinematic and clear the trash. You'll need to line of sight the casters to do so effectively as I'm showing here. This should trigger the first boss encounter. Kill Rawani the Troll Paladin and leave the instance. Now, Alliance players have the option here to go to the actual instance portal for Siege of Dazara lore, which is very close to the Snug Harbour Inn, and you can then run all 3 versions of the same instance, normal, heroic and mythic, and get loot from the boss each time. Return to your turtle and select the Crucible of Storms option, and select the Grand Entrance option when the pop-up for Crucible of Storms appears. Then enter the Crucible. You have to kill 2 bosses here. You can do it in under 30 seconds. As with Halls of Containment, exit the instance while jumping, and the Grand Reception pop-up should appear, allowing you to skip a loading screen. The Grand Reception is the best raid for raw gold farming here. There are several reasons for this. The boss, Abyssal Commander Sivara, is very near the entrance and surrounded by a ton of trash who drop raw gold and can drop bind and equip epics. These don't sell that fast, but when they do, they can go for tens of thousands of gold. Even without the epics, this raid is worth around 250 gold, obtainable in under a minute. The subsequent boss is Lady Ashvane. You can reach her by selecting the Depths of the Devoted option. When the pop-up appears, select the Vision of Destiny option and enter the Depths of the Devoted. This is a very fast kill, doable in under 30 seconds. Finally, there is the Vision of Destiny, where you fight a projection of Rathian. Despite some roleplay which slows this one down, it can still be done in as little as 40 to 50 seconds. There's some additional options for people who really like raw gold. The first is to go to the entrance to Ny'alotha, the Waking City in Uldum. The first boss here is Rathian, the one you just killed in LFR. You can do this 3 times on normal, heroic and mythic versions. This is around 600 gold for only a few minutes work. The reason you might not want to do it is simply that you have to travel to Uldum, and Uldum isn't terribly accessible from anywhere. Additionally, there's a weird trick with the Circle of Stars LFR. If you enter this one and kill the boss and wait for the roleplay to conclude, you'll find a portal has been created. Walk through the portal and then talk to First Arcanist Thalistra, and she can port you to the tidal conflux, which is in the open world of Nazjatar. The tidal conflux is reasonably close to the raid entrance to the Eternal Palace, and the first boss of the Eternal Palace is Abyssal Commander Silvara, who, as I mentioned earlier, is one of the easiest to reach and kill. Again, you can do this one on normal, heroic and mythic versions for 600 gold. You might not want to do this one because the downtime from waiting for the portal to appear during roleplay in the Circle of Stars and the journey from the tidal conflux take several minutes cumulatively, making this marginal. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, there is an exploit which allows monks, death knights and druids to directly port from LFR versions of these raids to the actual raid entrance, which is very fast and makes these options much more profitable in terms of time invested for gold. That exploit is available now on my Patreon. It makes the whole process so much easier and faster when you don't have to mess around with portals and travel. Now, is this worth it? In my opinion, definitely. Sure, I have methods of gold making which will yield much more gold on my Patreon and in the channel archives here, but having the gold straight away is really useful and satisfying. It is an excellent option when you have only 10 minutes to play. The gold you get from your time invested is equivalent to, or actually better than, many basic gold making plays like Gathering. And this is a lot more fun than many gold making methods. The main problem with this approach is the severe restriction imposed by the 10-run instance lockout. You can partly get around this by entering unique instances. There's actually no lockout, there's no instance lockout limit for running any number of instances provided they are unique. You can also bypass the limit by using characters on different realms. The 10-run lockout limit doesn't apply with characters on different realms.